Those who worship material life are like those who drink from the sea. The more they drink, the greater their thirst becomes. My beloved friend, let us pause with these words, for they open a door not only into the teachings of Ibn Arabi, but into the secret chamber of your own heart. Life itself is thirsty, and you have known this thirst. But the question is, what have you been drinking to quench it? If you drink from the waters of the world, you may taste salt, and the more you swallow, the deeper your thirst grows. Yet if you turn to the spring of the beloved, to the well that never runs dry, then your thirst is not only quenched, it becomes a song, a dance, a river flowing into the ocean of the eternal. You see, the human being is created with an unending longing. That longing is not an error, it is a compass. The hunger you feel is not because life is cruel to you, but because your soul is pointing to its origin. Ibn Arabi knew this. He saw that the one who bows down before gold, before possessions, before reputation, before fleeting pleasures, becomes a prisoner of an ocean that does not satisfy. He said, "They are like those who drink from the sea." And you know, my friend, if you have ever swallowed seawater, how it burns the throat, how it makes you weaker, not stronger. This is what happens when the soul seeks fulfillment in things that are not its true food. And yet, look around. Is this not the condition of our modern world? Billboards, screens, voices all whispering, "Drink this, buy this, consume this, and you will finally be satisfied." But you have tried, you have tasted, and perhaps you have discovered that after the first sip of sweetness, there comes the burning dryness of more hunger. Rumi once said, "The one who seeks pearl by diving into mud will never find it." He was not condemning you, he was guiding you. He was saying, "Friend, lift your gaze. You are looking in the wrong direction. The pearl lies in the sea, yes, but not in its mud. The pearl lies where light meets depth, where patience and surrender guide your hand." What does it mean to worship material life? It does not mean to simply enjoy what is given. No, the Sufis loved bread, they loved gardens, they loved companionship. Yunus Emre sang of the rose, of the lover's face, of the joy of simple things. The problem is not in things, the problem is in the attachment, in the bowing down, in the belief that without these things you are nothing. To worship material life is to forget the giver while clinging desperately to the gift. Imagine a lover who is handed a letter by the beloved, but instead of reading it and feeling the warmth of the heart behind it, he clutches the paper, kisses the ink, and never remembers the one who wrote it. This is the tragedy of material worship. You forget the hand that gave you everything. My dear soul, listen, everything you see is a mirror. The clothes you wear, the food you eat, the money you earn, the home you build, they are all reflections of something deeper. But if you mistake the reflection for the light itself, you will forever remain in shadow. Hallaj al-Mansur once cried, "Ana al-Haq, I am the truth." He was not claiming pride, he was declaring that when all the veils of illusion fall, the human being is nothing but a vessel of the divine. He was burned for this statement, yet his ashes whispered the same truth. Do not burn yourself in the fire of endless hunger. Do not worship what was never meant to satisfy. Let the world pass through your hands, but let your heart remain with the eternal. I know you feel the pull of material life. I know there are days when you say, "If only I had more, if only I reached this goal, if only I was admired by them, then I would be whole." But pause. Is this not the same thirst returning again and again? Ibn Arabi reminds you, it is like drinking from the sea. The more you drink, the more it burns. And yet there is another water. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The world is sweet and green, but God has made you its steward." Sweet and green, it is a place of beauty, but not a place of worship. You are to walk in it, to care for it, to taste it, but not to let it become your master. So what then is the way out? How can you, living in this modern age of endless desires, find peace? Listen to the Sufis. Hasan al-Basri once said, "The life of this world is 3 days. Yesterday has gone with its secrets. Tomorrow has not yet arrived, and today is yours, so do what is right in it." Do you hear it? The thirst grows when you live in yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's illusions. But in today, in this breath, there is a cup of water offered to you. Drink from this moment, not from the illusions. Every breath is a gift of the beloved. Every inhale is a whisper, "I am here. I am enough." But my friend, I know you may ask, what about my needs? What about my family, my survival, my duties? Do not be mistaken. Sufism does not tell you to abandon life. Haji Bikta Shivali said, "Hands should be at work, hearts should be with God." Work, build, create, love, earn, but let your heart not bow to these things. Let your heart bow only to the one who is beyond them all. If you must drink from the world, drink like a traveler who stops at a spring, not like a drowning man who swallows the sea. Take what you need, give thanks, and continue the journey. There is a story told among the dervishes. A man once came to a wise sheikh and said, "I feel empty. I have tried everything. I bought wealth, I gained friends, I traveled far, but still my heart is restless." The sheikh smiled and brought him a cup filled with salty water. "Drink," he said. The man sipped, and his face twisted in pain. "It makes me thirstier," he said. The sheikh nodded, then brought him another cup, this one filled with fresh spring water. The man drank, and relief washed over him. "This is what you have been missing," said the sheikh. "You have filled your life with salt water, but what your soul needed was the spring of remembrance. This is remembrance, Dhikr. This is what quenches the thirst, the constant turning of the heart toward its source." You may say, "But how do I drink from this spring?" My friend, it is simple, and yet it is the greatest challenge. You drink by remembering, by whispering His name, by letting silence fill you more than noise, by seeing beauty, not only in things, but in the one who made them. Rumi said, "There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. You must find yours. Maybe it is in prayer. Maybe it is in serving someone in need. Maybe it is in sitting quietly and letting your heart weep until it is light again. But whatever it is, it must connect you not to the salt of the sea, but to the sweetness of the spring." My beloved, the world will continue to offer you its oceans. Advertisements will shout, desires will knock, ego will whisper. But you must ask yourself, do you want to be forever thirsty, or do you want to taste the water of life? Yunus Amre once sang, "I drank one sip of love, and I was drunk forever." That is the water I am calling you toward. Not the water of material life, but the water of love, of the beloved, of the one who created thirst only to fulfill it with Himself. And now I must ask you, do you feel it? Do you feel that deep thirst within? Do not be afraid of it. That thirst is the proof that you are alive. That thirst is your invitation. Ibn Arabi's words are not condemnation, they are guidance. He is saying, look carefully at what you drink. Choose wisely the spring from which you take your fill. And when you drink from the right spring, my friend, you will discover that the more you drink, the more satisfied you become, until thirst itself dissolves into peace.
And when you drink from this spring, you begin to see the world differently. The material things that once seemed essential, wealth, status, praise, become like shadows dancing on the walls of a cave. They are not the reality. They are echoes of what the heart truly seeks. Abdul Qadir Gailani said, "Be like the earth, give generously, accept quietly, and remain humble in your heart." You see, even generosity is not measured by the coin you hold, but by the love and awareness that flows through your hands. When you drink from the divine spring, giving becomes effortless, and receiving becomes gratitude.
Consider this, friend. How often have you rushed through life, chasing one desire after another, thinking fulfillment lies in the next achievement? And yet, when you pause, what do you notice? A hollow space inside, a quiet whisper that says, "You are looking outward, not inward." Halak-i-Mansur cried out that he would rather burn in the fire of love than live in the cold comfort of the world. He knew that anything temporary, anything outside the heart, cannot fill the eternal void. And you too are invited to this burning, not the burning of pain or fear, but the burning that transforms salt water into nectar, that makes your heart a garden blooming with light. And there will be days, friend, when the longing feels unbearable. You will feel like a traveler in a desert, parched, lost, uncertain if the spring exists. Do not despair. This is the nature of the journey. Every dervish before you has walked this path. Mevlana Rumi whispered, "Don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure." Yes, the pain of seeking, of thirsting, is itself a teacher. Every pang of longing sharpens your sight, purifies your intentions, and guides your steps toward the spring. You may also wonder about others, those who have chosen a life of material pursuit. Do you feel envy or frustration or despair when you see them seemingly satisfied by worldly wealth? Remember Ibn Arabi. Their thirst grows with every sip. Their hunger is a shadow. It cannot touch the heart that drinks from the divine spring. Be gentle with them, but do not trade your clarity for their illusion. Yunus Emre wrote, "Let the lover be humble. Let the seeker be patient. This is your path, humility and patience, a quiet devotion that does not demand applause or recognition." Now, my friend, I want you to look at your own life. Are you drinking seawater without realizing it? Are you gathering possessions, chasing titles, feeding an endless appetite that can never be filled? This is not judgment. This is awareness. Awareness is the first sip from the spring. It is the moment when the veil lifts, when the heart says, "There must be more than this." And yes, there is. There is the river of love, the ocean of presence, the garden where thirst turns to joy. Tapduk Embre said, "He who knows himself knows his Lord." Reflect upon this. The thirst for material life is not separate from the thirst for God. It is a shadow, a reflection, a misdirection. The more you seek outside, the more restless you become. But the moment you turn inward, the moment you sit in quiet reflection, the moment you allow yourself to encounter the sacred within, your thirst changes character. It no longer burns destructively. It flows toward fulfillment. It becomes a melody, a prayer, a dance of the soul with the divine. And let us not forget that this journey is not solitary. The Sufi path is both intimate and universal. You drink alone, but you drink with all who are thirsty. Haji Bektashi Veli taught that love is not confined to one heart. It spreads, it touches, it heals.
When you embrace the spring within, you naturally share its waters with others. A smile, a kind word, a compassionate act. These are not worldly transactions. These are ripples of the divine water spilling into the thirsty world. You are both a seeker and a source, a vessel and a channel. Sometimes, the temptation will be to return to the saltwater sea. Society will tell you that success is gold, that happiness is a purchase, that your value is measured by accumulation. Resist this softly, lovingly. Remember Ibn Arabi's warning. Taste life, yes, but taste with discernment. Be like the dervish who walks among markets, but whose heart rests in the desert of remembrance. Let every encounter, every object, every opportunity be a lesson, a guidepost, a mirror, rather than a substitute for the one you seek. And when doubts arise, oh, they will. Remember that doubt is not the enemy. Doubt is the midwife of wisdom. Mevlana said, "Don't get lost in your questions. Let them lead you to the beloved." Your questions, your uncertainties, your inner restlessness, they are not punishments. They are invitations. They push you to examine where you drink from, to reflect on what quenches your thirst, to discover the spring that never runs dry. Embrace them, sit with them, let them speak.
And what about love, friend? Do not forget the love that transforms thirst into delight. Halak Mansur and Rumi and Yunus all remind us the heart's ultimate satisfaction is love itself, not its objects. You can love a person, a flower, a moment, but let your love point beyond, toward the eternal source. When you do, every encounter becomes sacred. Every smile, every tear, every embrace becomes an offering. Even loss, even sorrow, even the dry seasons, they are all water for the thirsty heart, if you drink consciously, if you drink from the spring of presence and remembrance. Now, reflect on the simplicity of this truth. You are here, alive, breathing, sensing. That is enough. The world offers oceans of salt water, but you have the spring within. Turn to it. Drink slowly. Drink consciously. Let it flow through your being until every cell, every thought, every emotion is saturated with divine presence. And when this happens, the cravings of the world no longer dominate you. They pass like clouds over a vast sky. You are steady, you are centered, you are at peace. And my dear friend, let me leave you with this. Life is a sacred journey, and thirst is the compass pointing to your heart. Drink wisely, drink from remembrance, from love, from awareness. Let material life be your servant, not your master. Abdul Qadir Gailani reminds us, one who is rich in spirit is wealthier than 1,000 kings. Spirit, not silver. Spirit, not status. This is your true inheritance. This is your treasure. Let it fill you, let it guide you, let it carry you home. And so, friend, if you feel this stirring, this awakening of thirst for something deeper, do not ignore it. Write it in your heart, embrace it in your life. And if you too feel this void, this longing, I invite you, share in the comments, I am being reborn within the void. Let the world hear your awakening. Let it remind others that the spring exists and it flows for all who seek. If this journey nourishes your soul, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. This path is not solitary. There is companionship here, guidance, and stories that awaken the heart. And when you are ready, stay for the next video where we will dive even deeper into the mysteries of the heart, the soul, and the beloved. You are not alone, beloved. Every sip from the spring brings you closer to the eternal. Remember, the thirst you feel is sacred. Do not fear it. Do not fight it. Let it lead you. Let it purify you. Let it open the secret doors of your heart. The salt water of the world will always exist, but it is no longer your only choice. You have found the spring. You have discovered the path. Drink. Drink with joy, drink with love, and know that every drop brings you closer to home, closer to peace, closer to the infinite embrace of the one who created your thirst in order to fulfill it with himself. Peace be upon your heart. Let it be steady. Let it be light. Let it be filled with remembrance and love. And as you move forward, may you walk with awareness. May your thirst guide you, and may every step bring you closer to the boundless ocean of divine presence.